I haven't used my voice program for a while, and decided it was time to make a new video. This time, I'm just going to tell you about influential games from my past. We'll start with a quick homage paid to Space Invaders, and then asteroids for a second. Hope you enjoy it.
Invaders! Possibly from space!
People of Earth, I am Lur of the planet Nintendo 64. Tremble in fear at our 3 different kinds of ship.
We're losing ship, Slur. What are your orders?
Increase speed, drop down, and reverse direction.
I've still got a trick or two up my sleeve. Watch as I fire upwards through our own shield.
Oh, he's a madman! A madman!
It's moving too fast. Oh, I could never get the last one. My brother always got it for me.
Drop down, reverse direction, prepare for landing. You are defeated. Instead of shooting where I was, you should have shot at where I was going to be.
Galaxians get a special mention because it was the game that bridged the gap between Space Invaders and Galaga. This was at our local Safeway store in Flagstaff, and we played it quite often. I was about 10 when Vanguard came on the scene, and its 4-way shooting was quite unique. I didn't waste too many quarters at this game, because I stunk at it, but enjoyed watching people play it. I loved Centipede because it was the first game I played with a trackball controller. I wasn't horrible at it, but it was definitely not a great value for me. The novelty of the controls was the draw. One of our stopgaps between residents was in Tonopah, Arizona. The Circle K had Xevious in it, and every time we went for a Coke, we had to play it. Not one of my favorites, but a game that instantly brings back memories. Defender has some definite memories for me. Between the sound, the frantic pace, and the fact that I was drawn to it even though I completely stunk at it tells you of its quality as a game. My brother got so good at this game that he would let me take over, and after I lost a few ships, step back in. I loved hearing this game's sounds in any arcade I would walk in. Robotron was amazing because it utilized a dual stick setup. One stick moved, the other fired. This was a fairly new concept in gaming which allowed movement and fire direction to be controlled independently. This was another game I wasn't great at, but loved to play. Karate Champ brings back memories of Harrisburg, Oregon. We would go to our local convenience store and always play this. I don't know which I have fonder memories of. The game or the sounds of Joust. Such an amazing game. When they made home versions of this game, they really did a great job on whichever system you had. Sinistar brings me back to Putt Putt in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I used to save up all the change I could and then walk to this arcade just to play 4 or 5 times on a machine of my choice. I always used at least one of my tokens on this game. The control, sounds, and fear factor when Sinistar would chase you, screaming "Run, coward!" were just priceless.
Run, coward.
Rampage reminds me so much of Aladdin's castle in Salinas, California. It was usually placed front and center, so when you walk in you were greeted by big monsters destroying buildings. Every time I see this game, I am brought back to the Newgate Mall in Salinas. On a side note, Excitebike comes in second when it comes to nostalgic sounds from that same arcade. Outrun has a special place in my memory, because the first time I saw it was actually at Disneyland. I saw this game and it was housed in a hydraulic seat that moved you all around as you were playing. It's a fun game, but the hydraulics made it that much better. One of the greatest quarter munchers of all time has to go to Gauntlet. An amazing game that people would sit for hours playing, inserting quarter after quarter. When the home versions were released, our wallet celebrated.
Elf is about to die.
Another game from Salinas. One of the most gorgeous quarter munchers was Ghosts and Goblins. The sights, sounds, and difficulty actually lured you back time and time again. Yet another game that we rejoiced when it was released on consoles. Last, but certainly not least, is Golden Axe. This, like Gauntlet, brought a multiplayer quarter siphoner to the arcades. This was one of the better games we had at Aladdin's Castle in Ogden, where I worked. It is a fantastic game that still is enjoyable to play even to this day. That was just a few of the games from my past that when I see them, instantly take me back to a specific time and place. The sounds of the arcade were always so soothing for me. I could pick out which games were in the store, just by listening to the mashed up sounds coming from 30 or 40 machines all going at once. So no real point to this video, I just felt like doing something. Like and subscribe if you would, please, and I'll be back soon with some other random video.